Hell yeah, chicken tenders.
These things are delicious as fuck.
Yeah, it is.
Like, how you gonna not eat them if you go to Chili's? Like, what's the point of going to Chili's if you're not gonna eat chicken tenders?
Do they even have chili?
You know, I actually don't think they have chili at Chili's.
They have chilies.
That's true. They do have the peppers on some things, so I guess it could be.
What's your profanity? What's your profanity?
Profanity.
Government?
Government. Welcome to the Weird Shit Podcast. This is Mike.
Oh shit, we're recording?
Yeah, we're
How long
recording.
have we been recording?
I'm Ryan. I call it.
He beat you
I call
to
Alex.
it.
I call Alex.
I'm not Ryan?
That's good enough for me. Today, I guess we'll just be talking about psychic ability.
I guess we'll talk about sex.
I knew it.
Saw it coming.
Saw it coming. So, let's start with Palmer, I guess. What do you know about psychic stuff?
Everything.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how psychic are you?
12.
Shit, I knew you were going to say that.
Okay, on a scale of 1 to 10, how psychic are you?
3
I knew it.
times 10.
Oh shit!
Robert, what you know about psychics?
Next.
Ryan, what you know about psychics?
I know psychics are frauds.
Frauds?
I believe they're frauds.
In
That sounds right.
in the traditional French pronunciation.
Exactly.
Like that Uri Geller guy.
Uri Geller is incredible. He's that dude that could like bend spoons with his mind.
Oh, yeah.
Is it that guy that tried to like blow on the air and make the page turn, and then they put the glass case on it, and he was like, "It's interfering with my psychic abilities to turn pages of paper."
That glass case is blocking my psychic ability. Oh, is it? Is it really?
So, I know that most psychics are full of shit. I can tell you that. Especially that Sandra Brown woman. And,
Yeah. Well,
probably.
allegedly. There you go. She's still alive.
Allegedly.
And probably has many lawyers.
I know that Long Island Medium
Allegedly.
show that you
Fuck
forced
that.
me
Why
to
would
watch
she need
was
lawyers?
hilarious
She's
and awful.
What's wrong with Long Island Medium? She's literally like. Do you remember on Saturday Night Live, Ryan, those skits with Sherry O'Terry, and she's like on her porch screaming at kids? Mm-hmm. They like lose the football on her porch, and she's like, "It's mine now! It's mine! I keep it! Oh, yeah. You bitch! You bitch!" That's who the Long Island Medium is as a person, like in real life.
So, pure cancer embodied.
It's really funny. She's like, she's a medium, but like,
She's not a large.
yeah.
Definitely not a small.
She's definitely not a small, but she's not a large. That would be Sylvia Brown.
Yeah.
Allegedly. Allegedly, Sylvia Brown would be a large. Or a
Sylvia Brown, not Sandra Brown. Who's Sandra Brown?
Sandra Brown.
I don't know.
Dan Brown?
Yes.
Dan Brown.
I'm Dan
Da Vinci.
Brown. Oh man, I couldn't think of anything.
My name is P.
Dills.
Tear. Griffin. Shit. So, yeah, psychics. Basically, it's the ability to do shit with your mind.
How does
Are we counting those, like, cold calling people as psychics? Fuck those people.
Well, we'll get into that. That's you're talking about mediums
Yeah, I guess.
or people that claim they're mediums, I guess. Like, I think there's some precedence for like actual medium ability. And people
Yeah, but
who
those
are
people who
actually
literally
mediums.
just, like, stand in a room and are like, I'm getting an N sound. N. Like, watching for reactions.
Yeah,
Fuck
that's
those
what I
people.
was thinking.
Yeah. Like, they'll literally be in a room and they'll be like, I'm sensing a strong male presence. I'm getting a sound. It sounds like like John or James. They're like,
I'm sensing he was
my
your brother. father, sister.
I'm sensing you perhaps had a father?
And you were close to your father?
And he is
Or not.
now deceased?
And your father is deceased? I sense that his passing was very sudden. He had
I sense
cancer.
that you had a very contentious relationship in your teens.
Yeah. He says not to be worried about that. That all is forgiven, and that he's in a better place. Fuck those people, like John Edwards, like that piece of shit. Like that guy makes
Alleged
piece of shit. Alleged piece of shit.
No, he's just a piece of shit.
God bless his beautiful psychic
Still has enough
powers.
money to sue us, though.
Enough money for lawyers. He's probably spending it all on meth at this point. He doesn't have a TV show anymore. Like,
I
God,
guess that's true.
like
He's still,
God knows what he's doing.
He still does his tours and shit, though, doesn't he?
I don't know. I actually didn't look into that. You should probably Google that.
What kind of effect would meth have on his medium powers?
I feel like it would make it.
them large powers.
What? Oh, okay.
I think it would enhance them to a point of dangerousness.
Ed Gossa, trivial psychic.
I foresee in your future
You
a
will
stabbing,
die.
unless you give me meth and or money.
Why are you holding a knife?
Oh, my kidneys! I sense that you will have sudden kidney failure. Oh, my kidneys!
You're about to sense a very stabbing pain from being stabbed.
Vaginas.
Yeah, like what's funny is like you'll have people go on there for like specific things. They'll be like, oh, I need to know where Grandma put the will after she died. Can you ask her that? And they're like, she says she loves you, and that money is not important,
But you should give me some.
and you should like love each other more. Oh no, she's receding.
She hung up.
Oh, I lost her. She hung up. She's refusing the charges.
Oh, you bitch.
Oh, you bitch.
She's saying she's not willing to pay. Come on, Mom.
That old bitch.
On TV, you bitch.
The dude's just shaking the medium. Put her back on the line. I have a mortgage.
I'm faking! I can't stop it!
Please don't hurt me.
Did you guys hear about that midget fortune teller that's on the run from the law?
Sounds
Allegedly.
legit.
Police say there's a small medium at large.
Ah, schmedium.
No?
I hate you.
Gonna have to get a medium to find your sense of humor.
Hey-oh.
Because it's... my favorite type of psychic stuff that I was looking into is like Project Stargate. Did you hear anything about that before?
Have you seen
the
Have you
remote
seen this? Have you heard
viewing
about this?
Is that like,
Have you guys heard about this?
Is this SG-1?
Have you seen this?
Or is this like the original movie?
It's like the Kurt
Atlantis?
Russell one.
It's
Nice,
Atlantis.
the good one.
the good one, the one that doesn't suck.
Exactly. Allegedly.
Allegedly. With that guy who was allegedly in Conan. Allegedly. I have not seen proof that he was in a Conan film, though.
I don't recall that picture.
I don't recall that at all.
What is a Conan? Is that a medium
Yep.
So,
or a large?
Project Stargate.
It's an O'Brien.
My favorite thing about Project Stargate is the whole thing started because of a prank by the French.
Just a prank, bro.
So, like, French intelligence, like, leaked a document to the Americans where they're like, oh shit, the Russians are creating an army of psychic soldiers, and they're using psychics to spy on American, like, military installations. And the Americans were like, what? Motherfuckers! Now we need psychics! And started, like, gathering up all the psychics we could. But, like, that had never been a thing that the Russians were actually doing. It was just a thing that, like, the French told us the Russians were doing. And then the Russians found out that we were doing it, and they were like, fuck that, we gotta do it now.
They're just
now
like
we need
abducting our
psychics.
psychics.
Yeah. And so, like, I thought that was really cool. But there's some legit, really awesome stuff with Project Stargate.
Soviet Russia.
Like obviously,
Tell psychic.
obviously most of the psychics were like full of shit. Like the people that came to the American government.
You
were
said
like,
most, though, which means you're implying some of them weren't, and they were real.
yeah, because like, so like some of the documents, like I don't know if you guys heard about all those CIA documents that got got released recently, like
Yeah, I saw that large
declassified
one.
and
That was
stuff.
dope.
Yeah, so there was like there's a lot of stuff about Project Stargate and like UFOs and aliens and stuff that was included in that. Of course, typical CIA bullshit. They blacked out like most of it. They're like, "Ugh." But one of the coolest documents that I saw was one where
You think maybe they've just been using the wrong color highlighter this entire time? Like they just didn't realize it. They go back and look at those and they're like, oh, shit.
these are all black markers, Gary. Oh, I couldn't tell. I'm colorblind.
I'm sorry.
You can still see black.
Nah, man, I don't see race.
Look, guys, I already ordered 15 billion of these. You know how government bureaucracy is.
We have to use them for the next 50 years. We don't have it in the budget to get different highlighters. There was like an experiment in like the declassified documents. So like what they used to do is they would do remote viewing with these psychics. So they would have like coordinates in a sealed envelope. So the guy administering the test and the psychic didn't know what was in the sealed envelope. They'd just be given a set of coordinates in an envelope. And like a time, like these coordinates at this time, this year, or whatever, like whatever year. So like, then the guy administering the test would be like, yo, psychic, tap into this right here, and you figure out, like, tell me what you're seeing. And so the psychics would be like, oh, I see like silos and trucks, and I see like giant like buildings and shit and tanks and like
And weed.
and fish tanks
I mean,
and
allegedly.
aquariums. And so like they actually managed to find some like Russian computer silos and stuff with that, or missile silos.
Computer silo. Oh shit.
Sorry, it sounded like my computer shut off and my brain tapped into that sound. I was like, oh
Computer
shit.
silos.
Yeah, they're just like launching the computers? Or
Yeah. That back then they were the size of a silo, so you had to like put them all in a silo.
okay.
Makes sense.
So-
Makes sense.
And so they found like Russian military installations that were like secret installations and stuff that way, but it's literally like 2% of the time that they actually did.
Yeah.
So it was like maybe 2% of the psychics that they brought in actually were able to like tap into anything reliably. But the coolest one that I saw in the ones that were declassified just like a month ago or so, the guy was giving the test and he's like, all right, tell me what you see. And the psychic is like, oh, I see like shadows of like tall people, and I see like a pyramid, and I see like sand and like a face, and like he starts describing these cities, and he's like, there's some sort of geological disaster that's happening. They sent away some people to find a new place to live because like there's something wrong with the planet. Like geologically there's something wrong and stuff. I'll post like a link to like the actual document on the page, but it's really cool because when the guy administering the test opens up the envelope, it says Mars 1 million years ago. So like the psychic is like describing all this really cool like crazy shit. There's no way he could have known that it was set on Mars. Like the coordinates he was given were on Mars, and the coordinates on there lined up with those. You've seen the pictures of the Martian pyramids, right? Like that they're like, oh, it's a rock formation. Those aren't really pyramids.
No, I haven't seen any.
They're called the.
Shit.
Is it the Sidonian pyramids? Something like that.
That sounds right. I think it's Sidonian pyramids, but like, or like the face on Mars, and they're like, nah, that's just a hill with like light reflecting off Venus.
Yeah.
Like, so it's not an actual face in the sand.
Well, I've seen the face, but like 10 years ago, wasn't the face eroded completely by then?
That's what they said. They were like, oh, this is the face again, but like, as you can see, the face isn't there anymore. But like, NASA, aka Never a Straight Answer, routinely does things like, there's been a lot of people who have come out and said that their entire job with NASA is to like put black blocks over like UFOs or things like that, like that come back from the space station footage, and like you can watch the NASA live feeds, and the second like something that looks like it could be a UFO comes by, they cut the feed.
Yeah,
They're like, oh shit, and like shut it off.
Yeah.
Which is like, if you're actual like space scientist, wouldn't you want to see what the fuck that was? Like, shouldn't you want to leave it on and go, like, what is that? Like, but they're like, oh no, technical difficulty. All of a sudden,
And we're back.
Who knows why it happened?
You just see like a freaking UFO, like super close, just driving by, and the aliens are like,
The aliens are like, yo, what up?
No, see, the guy who bought the highlighters also bought stamps that were supposed to outline it. But
Yeah.
instead, it's just a solid block.
God.
Yo, pass me the rock.
It's empty, dog.
That's lame. So,
It's cashed, allegedly.
allegedly. So, yeah, basically, like,
Oh, my HP cup.
that whole government psychic, the whole government psychic program was pretty cool that they managed to get stuff like that with it. Like, I read another report that was like,
What was the other 98% of the stuff? I bet some of that shit was hilarious.
oh, it was probably terrible.
I just want to know, like, how large was the sample size that they used to find this 2%?
I have no idea.
Because
I didn't look for the
If it's
number,
like 2% of 10 people, like, I mean, what if it's like,
The dude's pinky? Psychic.
yeah, exactly.
Guy's
But if it's like
pinky is
2% of like
psychic.
1,000 people, that's really loud. Does that mean it's more like there are actually 2% psychics out there? Because that's a shitload of people. That's like, it's like millions of people that
Yeah,
are
it
just
was-
sitting there like, no, 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 no.
I know it was more than 1,000.
I
I know it was more than 1,000 people that they were bringing in to do it. So I don't know how many,
I like
but,
to think that it was 100, so there was only 2 psychics,
but I
but
know
one was good and one was evil.
I know one of
And they
them.
killed each other.
I know one of them was Yuri Geller.
Well, obviously, all of those screwed up vaccines they're giving us that give us autism also destroy our psychic powers.
I heard that. I read that
Makes
online.
sense.
That is true.
Actually,
It's tap water that does that.
yeah, that's what I was going to say. It's not actually the.
They
it's
put
not actually
chemicals
the
in our water.
vaccines. It's the fluoride,
Yep.
because
Yeah.
fluoride calcifies your pineal gland. Which, if you talk to like shamans and stuff, that's how they have their visions. Is they tap into that.
A lot of the stuff you just said in that sentence sound made up.
Yeah, that's weird. It's almost like it is.
I mean, like shamans. Okay, I believe that. Like,
You
Pineal
well.
gland?
You know, you shaman.
the fuck's a pineal? Is that like a panini?
It's like a totem.
What's really fucking cool is the pineal gland. It's just
Where is it?
it's like
It's in the pineal region.
it's in the pineal region of your brain. So it's like
Panini region.
Is that like where the penis is?
no.
The penile region of the brain is where the. What's the gland called again? I already forgot the name.
Pineal.
Vaginas.
Pineal.
Pineal. Okay. I keep, I've said too many things close to pineal that I keep going.
Pine saw gland. Peanuts.
One pretty awesome thing that I saw before was that, like, if you take like the side view of the pineal gland, like where it is in your brain,
Was that just like a
you
question mark?
and you compare it to the Eye of Horus, like what the Eye of Horus looked like when the Egyptians would draw it, they like match up like almost completely.
Well, I mean, if
Which
the
is pretty
Egyptians
fucking
were
cool.
cutting people open, they probably drew it based
Well,
on
they were
that,
definitely
so.
cutting people.
Oh,
off.
they were. Yeah, they were definitely cutting people open.
So, I mean, it's
but-
just probably based on that, anyways.
I mean,
Probably.
it could be,
No.
but it's pretty awesome.
No, allegedly.
Allegedly.
Based on my psychic ability, that is 100% accurate.
30% of the time.
30% of the time. I know
It
exactly
works every time.
what is happening.
Yeah, like, so there's actually a whole bunch of different types of psychic ability. There is...
Is it possible to learn these powers?
I actually was looking. I have a book that I didn't get the chance to finish reading. It's called Psychic Abilities for Dummies. Or How to Be Psychic for... The Idiot's Guide to How to Be Psychic. That's what it is.
Okay.
And,
The book should just be called Not From a Jedi.
yeah, not from a Jedi. I'm a Jedi. I'm a Jedi. I'm a Jedi.
Oh shit, Jedi!
I better fucking hit it with some vodka right quick.
Exactly.
Don't want that Jedi to come at me again. So there's like apportation, which is the ability to undergo materialization, disappearance, or teleportation of an object.
Oh shit.
So you can like make things teleport with your mind.
That'd be sick.
Don't do that to the microphone.
My brain hurts.
There's
I think I just teleported my brain.
straight out of my body. There's aura reading, which is like when that chick at like the Fish concert is like, you have a really dope aura. You seem like a blue or like an orange. Like,
And you are surrounded by death.
It's weird because I've actually read like a lot of fucking like interviews and stuff with people who can supposedly read auras, and like they seem really genuine about it. Like they're actually seeing like a weird glow around people all the time, and they've just always taken it for granted. Like everybody can see it. Like
so
I don't see it.
So here's my thing. I think that it's possible. I think because like I think everybody has like an energy, like everybody.
I think
person
it's just a
is
form of
energy.
synesthesia. Personally,
I don't know what that is, man.
synesthesia. It's like when you have like two different senses that kind of like commingle. So like there's people who will like.
Is that what vaccines give you?
That's autism.
Like there's people, like
You
there's
should know
literally
this
people who will have
intimately.
like, there's people who will like have like they'll like smell a color or something like that. You know, like did everything just smell purple for a second?
No.
It was yellow.
There's automatic writing. Like
I'm getting an orange or a blue.
there's automatic writing, like what Sirhan Sirhan was doing, where like
Sirhan.
which hand is the Sirhan?
They both are.
I can't tell anymore. It's
That's how we got the
Sirhan
robot
and
dance.
her hand. Sirhan and her hand. So like that's just being able to write without looking at the paper and stuff.
Didn't mean to kill Kennedy. He was just trying to figure out which hand to use to shake his hand.
And
Figure that shit
then
out.
he's just had a gun in the other one. It's not his
Just
fault.
came from the gun range. What else was he gonna do with it?
Because he
Like,
manifested
put it in
his
his
latent
pocket?
psychic powers.
Was gonna-
Teleported a gun into his hand.
He's just fucking Akira's.
Are you telling me you don't walk around with the gun out all the time?
Sirhan, just like Akira's Robert Kennedy's entire entourage all over the walls and ceilings of like the fucking kitchen.
I feel like that would have been a way different investigation.
That would have been an open and shut case. That would not.
It was the terrorists.
All I'm saying is that's a dope ass way to assassinate somebody.
Just be like, hey, what's up? Your pace.
Let me just explode you all with my mind real quick.
Pace says what?
Damn it! You're supposed to say what, and then you explode. Pace says what? Huh? Damn it!
Man, I didn't want to kill him yet. He was supposed to say what? He was supposed to
This is
fall for my
hilarious.
joke.
God damn it.
There's astral projection, which is where like you leave your body
Yeah, like Doctor Strange.
Yeah, like Doctor Strange.
Beverly Hills Ninja.
Oh, Rue, you don't even have regular intuition. I'll use my ninja intuition. You don't even have regular intuition. There's aerokinesis, which is the ability to create, control, and manipulate air, which is...
Yeah,
Otherwise
I
known
have
as
that
breathing.
ability.
No, it's like
Literally
Avatar,
everyone has that
airbending,
ability.
right?
Yeah.
I think.
Oh
it's
wait, no, that's the guy that I was talking about earlier. He was trying to turn the book.
Oh, dude. Okay.
Yeah.
So
That's why they blocked his aerokinesis.
That's what it was.
That's why he couldn't do it anymore, because, like, he...
Why didn't he just say
there was
that?
no more
Problem
wind
solved.
currents. Yeah.
So, dude, hear me out here. What if you could, like, aerokinesis and then just, like, spread a fart through a whole room?
Technically, that already happens though. Because
I know, but you could, like,
Yes.
you could just, like, force it at one person.
Like, one person at a time.
oh no, see that'd be funny.
They're
Right
just
up their
like,
nose.
Just like
immediately start vomiting.
it smells like ass.
There's omnipresence.
Do it like bare ass and then send the
Is that
feedback
God?
particles at them.
Yeah, it's the ability to be present in multiple places at the same time. Omnipotence, omniscience, apparently.
What?
These are probably all
Omnipotence?
things that Sylvia Brown allegedly claims to have. I'm
So
sure.
she's all powerful.
She's all powerful.
I also got that osmosis and
See,
Although,
it's just
although
'cause-
she did not know that woman's husband died in 9/11, she was like,
I am omniscient.
the reason they can't find him is because he's underwater.
See,
He's
she's,
underwater, and the woman's like,
the problem
like
is
just like this woman who was just crying and asking her for help a second ago, just suddenly gets this look on her face, and she's like, "No, he was in the Twin Towers when they went down. He was in there on 9/11," and she's like.
he's in a pool of blood, honey.
She just gets
He's
this look on her
underwater.
face like
Oh,
she
shit.
gets this look on her face like, oh shit, and then she's like, I don't know why, I just see him in water. I keep feeling
Maybe
that
he's in a
that
giant
he's in water.
pool of blood.
He's still in water
obviously
somewhere.
was taking a shower.
Maybe they had to put water on the buildings when they put the fires out. Like I just get the sense that he's in water. I'm like, you fucking con artist.
See, the problem
bitch.
is Sylvia Brown is only using like 87% of her brain.
Allegedly.
If she would hit like that 100%, then she would just turn into a flash drive.
Turn into Lucy.
Yeah.
Become a USB drive.
Is that really how that ended?
Yep.
Yup, but there's like
Oh my god.
Yeah.
like faith healing, foresight,
I already thought that movie looked retarded.
pyrokinesis, electrokinesis, psychometry, remote viewing,
What's psychometry? Is that like geometry?
psychometry.
The manipulation of shapes?
Psychometry is the
It's like that
ability.
meeting with all the guy just visioning.
So, like psychometry. Did you ever see the Dead Zone
Nah.
or Ed Glosser, Trivial Psychic?
Nah.
You're gonna
So-
get a coffee.
Yeah,
You're gonna smell your coffee.
you're gonna leave the coffee in the cab.
You're gonna need more coffee.
You're wasting coffee. It's where like you touch something and you can discern information about that object, like just by touching it, and you're like, huh,
So I
this
could be
belongs
like, just
to
this
somebody.
is a TV remote.
I got it.
It has buttons.
Gay.
You would see the little Chinese kid that made that TV remote, and then his family starving to death while he worked like a slave wage job. In a fucking factory
That
somewhere
would probably
in
make me a
China.
lot less depressed.
Yeah. You could get to know each
that's
of them
nice.
intimately.
Wow, that guy's life sucks. I don't got it so bad.
Sucks to be him.
Rest in peace, little dude. Thanks
But-
for the remote.
But yeah, so
So yeah, there's lots of psychics.
there's a lot of different psychic abilities that people can have.
Is there the psychic ability to control birds?
Bird nipathy.
I will check.
Bird nipathy.
Talk amongst yourselves. The submarine sandwich is neither a submarine nor a sandwich. Discuss.
But it's tasty.
It is tasty. Although,
Well, how does one define sandwich?
all those you guys mentioned paninis earlier, and now I kind of want a panini. And
That's
Sort of a
not
tinny word, though.
You think it's just
Tinny word.
they used
Panini.
they just ran out of regular bread in like the Navy, and they're on like a submarine. They were like, we got these French breads, and they were all like, all right, I guess, yeah. Give me some salami and some roast beef, some ham, some turkey.
Some
I just
gabagool.
some gabagool. Let me get some of that peso.
can't have
Spaghetti.
no more gabagool. Doctor says it's bad for you.
You know what? I don't give a.
So yeah, they just happen to make a sandwich on a submarine that also happened to use a weird loaf of bread
And
instead
his name
of
was Jersey Mike.
bread. Yeah, his name was Mike, and he's from the Jersey.
He's evil, Mike.
And then his brother John, Jimmy John, some call him.
Who was rumored to be so fast at making sandwiches, it was freaky.
The great Jimmy John, of course, son of Papa John.
And the father saw the lucrative business of sub making, so he added it to the Domino's menu. Wait, shit, that's the wrong
Taco
fucking
Bell.
store, son of a bitch. You said Papa John's. The first thing I thought it was Domino's. I don't know why.
You were thinking of a better pizza. Oh shit!
We're not sponsored by Domino's.
Papa John's, if you would
Allegedly a
like
better pizza.
Papa John's, if you would like to send us money, you can email
Publicly
me
asking you for
I publicly asking Mark Zuckerberg.
weirdshitpodcast@gmail.com. I will accept your money. I will publicly apologize on the air about how shitty your pizza is, and we will take that paycheck. Thank you.
send us pizza.
Send us or pizza. We
I will
also
take
accept
money or pizza.
Or both. I mean, you know.
You know what? I'm gonna be honest. I'll just take some breadsticks.
So,
I'm not gonna be picky about it.
Maybe some wings.
So, like, for me, Psychics,
Couple
the main
2
one
liters.
I ever remember is John Edwards. Do you guys remember his show? Used to be on, like, Sci-Fi back in the day.
I think it's just John Edward.
Was that the
John
was that
Edward?
giant douche?
John Edward.
Yeah,
From
the
South
giant
Park.
douche from South Park.
Senator.
No.
That's the main guy I always remember. Like,
You're just a giant douche.
I'm giant douche!
Yeah,
I
he did
fucking
that.
hate that guy.
Did that
Like,
like crossing over show or whatever.
when I was a kid, I thought it was so awesome. I was like, oh, that's amazing. And then, like, as I started to catch on to, like, what he was doing, because I was watching every episode, I was like, he's just asking him really fucking leading questions.
Yeah.
He's
God,
like,
son of a bitch.
he's like, and I get the feeling that this person died suddenly, and it's like, no shit, they're still grieving. Of course they would feel that person died suddenly.
Yeah.
That person could have had a disease for decades, and it was too soon for this person. Like, too soon for the person you're talking to right now, you fucking dick.
Twat.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
No, that was real.
Yes, though. He's a fucking douchebag.
But, I was watching some documentaries by, I think it's James Randi.
Nerd.
She got 2 first names.
Is that his name?
Sounds right.
But he's like a magician who has devoted his life to like disproving psychics. Like,
Are you talking about that weird dude with the like ridiculous neck beard or whatever?
he has like a ridiculous beard.
He just looks like the epitome of
That
yeah,
guy.
that guy. Yeah, he looks looks like a fucking chimpanzee, like a human version of a chimpanzee because of his
A 48-hour discussion
His beard.
non-stop
With like glasses.
about psychics.
seriously he looks just like an albino chimp.
Another guy who went crazy and like murdered half his crowd.
Yeah.
I'm just making this.
Allegedly. He allegedly murdered half his crowd.
He turned into a werewolf. This shit was crazy.
He started grabbing babies out of their mother's arms. Just,
Oh, I thought you were about to say wombs. Oh, Jesus!
This is a one deaf movie.
He was grabbing babies out of their mother's wombs.
He played jump rope with their intestines. Like, that guy, he was nuts.
They had to call in a drone strike.
Obama.
Fucking Obama
Yeah.
pardoning him.
Allegedly.
now he and Obama's old preacher are free to get gay werewolf married.
Exactly.
Obama,
Good for them.
you devil!
Socialist, communist son of a bitch. Libtard cuck.
Libtard cuck something SJW snowflake.
What?
Whoop whoop. Whoop whoop.
We're like, what?
What? Like
Allegedly say what?
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 I only need you to do two things. I need you to listen to what I tell you and say, yes, Sergeant. Okay, Sergeant. Come on, man.
Oh.
So, yeah, like, there's some psychics that say they can communicate with aliens, which is pretty dope.
Well, see that one's kind of like a cheap way to pretend you're psychic.
Yeah, 'cause
like,
nobody
you can't
can
even
disprove you.
Yeah, there's no way to disprove that one.
Could be right. You don't know.
You are really talking.
Shit,
What are they
I'm
saying?
fucking- Dude, I am psychically speaking to aliens right now.
I don't believe
What are
you.
they saying? I don't know. I don't speak their language. I just keep hearing this fucking thing that sounds like language, and they keep going, "We're aliens." Like just somewhere in the
It's
middle.
just
of
a
the sentence.
series of weird clicking noises.
Pretty sure they're asking for nudes.
Probably.
Send nudes.
Please send nudes.
Our alien women are so weird looking.
Give us back Beyonce.
and Nicole Kidman. Did you see those fingers? Like she had like
She's
Grinch
definitely
fingers.
a lizard.
Yeah.
She has to be a lizard.
She is.
She had like Grinch fingers, like 9 feet
She
long.
was like clapping, and she's doing like this, but her fingers are just like.
Yeah.
yeah, I thought she had like fake hands on at first. I was like,
Nobody look!
nobody look! Nobody look! That's what.
Just running down the red carpet, grabbing babies out of people's hands.
Like unhinging
Mother's
her
wounds.
jaw, and just spitting out the skeleton, and cracking them in half like crawfish,
Yeah, that picture. Look at
sucking them dry.
Let me see it.
like horrifying.
Look at those fucking fingers,
Holy
man.
shit.
There was just a gif that I saw of it was just her doing the clapping, and there was just like Nicole Kidman doesn't know how to clap, and it's just like
She's like an NBA player. What the hell?
Look at that shit. Look
Yay.
how fucking long
Emma
those hands
Watson.
are.
Yay.
Fucking flippers on her hands.
Like she's a lizard. She's gotta be. And it makes sense because she was married to Tom Cruise.
Look
So
at the guy's
One of the most
hands
powerful
next to her.
psychics.
yeah, one of the world's
Yeah,
most powerful.
They're
psychics.
fucking what? How is that guy's hand so large? It's like the opposite of Charlie's uncle.
He's got like fat hands.
Oh my god, it's freaking me out how big his hands look.
Oh, what the fuck?
Who's
it
that?
must be a camera thing.
It's
I
her
know, but it's like-
what's his fucking name?
Size of his hands. It must be like
It's like
some sort of super weird fisheye lens that's like twisting everything.
maybe that's what
That must be
twisted
the
her fingers.
only explanation. Debunked her lizard hands, but she's still probably a lizard.
She's still a lizard person.
Oh no.
100%.
I feel like her hands might legitimately be 2 feet long.
Yeah. It's more claws, really. I don't think they're fingers.
After your fingers become a certain length, they become talons. That's just a scientific fact. That is no longer fingers. At that point,
She's
it's
like a hag raven. God, that was so fucking
That was her
terrifying.
attempted speech.
First time I played that game, and those fucking things came like I could hear them moving around in the cave. Like that was so fucking scary.
Yeah.
I was like, "Holy shit!
Either
Like,
she
what
had,
is in here with me?"
Either she had hand reduction surgery, or her hands look normal in every other picture.
Yeah, it has to be like that fucking like some sort of weird fisheye lens.
Yeah.
Probably what's doing it. So, so if
Yeah.
you guys,
Doing some heavy duty eating.
sometimes you gotta undo your belt so you can get down to business.
No.
I brought the good booze this time.
Nice.
Booze.
Dope.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Hey, Palmer,
Say hi to the internet.
if you could have any psychic ability, what would you have?
I'm gonna need to see a list.
I read your list.
Dude,
That was like 2 hours ago.
pick omnipotence.
Omnipotence. Can you imagine Palmer with omnipotence?
Horrifying.
Let me just look up omnipotence real quick.
So personally, I think psychometry would be awesome, but I would have the weird irrational fear that anytime I shake someone's hand, I'm just gonna see them masturbating.
You know what would be real fucked up is whenever you go to kiss like your wife or something, you see every single dick she ever saw.
Oh god.
Because it's like all that's you
57.
fucking find. Like that would fucking wreck you
57.
psychologically.
I think realistically,
To suck any dicks on your way through the parking lot.
Hey, get back here! Where do you think you're going?
I would like to have telepathy.
Telepathy?
Hell yeah.
Palmer.
What? I didn't say I had it.
Oh.
I said I want it.
I was trying to send you something.
Send nudes.
And you want psychometry?
No, I want.
You changed your mind.
I don't want. I told you, psychometry would be cool, except for all that shit that we just said.
Double-edged sword.
Yeah. So I would go with like telekinesis, just because like you'd be like, where the hell are my car keys? Bam. Oh, sweet.
See, I think for you, the reason you really want that is so you can reach stuff on the top shelf.
Damn straight.
Damn Skippy.
I hate having to only use the bottom half of my apartment.
Oh, man. My weed thins are too high.
You could have saved your HP cup. You could have saved
I
it.
could have.
You could have spent all night just supporting that chair.
It's just like Akira
My force field is
style.
weakening.
Akira
Somebody get
style,
Alex out of that
shove him
chair.
into the wall to get him away from your HP cup.
That's why he never finished his character, because he was spending too much time focusing on the chair, trying to hold it up.
Hold! It can't take any more, Captain.
Barrett went to take one more sip, and it was one too many. I just see from the side, just like the stream of liquid coming out of, like, just
His Mountain Dew just perfectly shot up onto his own laptop.
So, Ryan,
Yo.
what kind of psychic ability would you want?
I don't know if this falls under psychic abilities or not, but I would like
omnipotence.
I would like to be able to teleport through people's blood.
Teleport through people's blood?
Okay.
There's a D&D class, and I don't remember what they're called. I think it's blood magus.
Yeah.
But they can teleport in and out of people's bodies through their blood, and that's what I would like to have.
That sounds
Like
horrifying.
you control them?
It's
or like,
He's not wrong. The picture is
like,
him like diving through one person and then coming out of another one, like just like completely across the other end of the room.
I just picture you.
I just picture
It's
like somebody getting a nosebleed and just you come out, just like looking confused. Where the hell am I?
You're like, man, it was hot in there.
I just imagine that episode of Family Guy where Meg, he like has the skull from that Indian burial ground from underneath his house or whatever, and he just pops out of Meg's ass, and he's like, hey, I took a wrong turn in Albuquerque, and that would just be Ryan all the time. Like, hey, check this out. And it's like sticks his head out someone's ass.
No, I'm gonna keep the hell away from people's ass.
Yeah, that's probably for the,
I think-
for the best.
I think if I could do any of them, I would want astral projection or like remote viewing.
Yeah.
Because, like, I'm too fucking curious. I'm like, what's going on in Area 51 right now?
Oh, it's a
that's
lot of
dope.
dirt.
It's like, oh, it's abandoned because of course they wouldn't use the one we know about.
Right.
What's going on
They
at Dulce
upgraded.
Base right now? Like
What's
that
going
kind of
on
shit.
in the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders locker room? Oh, damn it! They're not even making out.
All dudes.
They're all doing their
What the fuck's with
taxes.
these black bars everywhere? Can't see anything.
God damn it!
Oh man, I'm censored.
Censored my own mind.
Kelly, I'm having trouble figuring out my deductions.
You're just like, really?
Sally, you stupid bitch.
You guys are doing the taxes? That's what you're doing right now?
Like, no naked pillow fights. I go through all the trouble of ripping my soul from my body for this.
Coming all the way here.
You know what?
I should have fucking chose
Blood teleportation.
blood teleportation.
You know what? I'm glad the Patriots won the Super Bowl. Just leave.
Everywhere you can astral project yourself, it's just like as soon as you do it, it becomes really boring. Like wherever you're pretending to go to, just immediately becomes the opposite of what you expect it to be.
So you're like, damn it.
You're just
What if you could,
standing
like,
there
only-
playing for everyone to see? And they're all
What
just
if you could like only astral project to one location? It's just like some phone booth in South Dakota. You're just like, shit.
nothing ever going on here?
I think he turned into a duck.
You got a beak made out of chips.
So yeah, that's pretty much all I got on psychics.
So, totally legit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
2% of the population. If you're a psychic,
79%.
if you're a psychic, call me in 5 minutes.
Here's the thing, though, right? We can always do like future episodes where we go more into like specific types of psychics, like mediums and
Yeah.
shit, and do like the history of that. I was just wanting to talk about it, like
Just
the
do, like, an
phenomena,
overview.
psychic phenomena.
Yeah.
But like,
I just like that they casually put in omnipotence and omniscience
yeah,
into the list of psychic
dude,
powers.
I was literally reading the list of psychic powers off Wikipedia. So
it's like the normal ones, you know, telekinesis.
they're like
telepathy.
omnipotence.
omnipotence. Like
That's like, it says edited by Sylvia Brown. Like, she's just putting these in herself. She's
Just to
like,
throw them off the trail of what I really am.
omnipotent, able to communicate directly with God,
am God.
all-knowing,
The
all-powerful.
ability to control giant bodies of water, split them in half.
ability to liquefy enemies with your mind. Like, way to go, Sylvia Brown.
Become
I'm actually the,
The
one
ability
controlling
to
the
be
tides.
the best,
I'm just
most
not-
amazing psychic on the planet.
buy my books.
You know, Yuri Geller says he worked for the CIA.
I do know that. Isn't he like Israeli though?
Yeah, he's Israeli, and he like had worked for.
It's not like you have to be.
He had been in like the
American
Israeli
for
army,
CIA.
and then like he got
Like
grabbed
the
up by the
president.
CIA supposedly, like to work for them. Which is funny to me because like what was he doing? Like bending gun barrels with his mind, like. Like doing his bullshit where he like rubs it over and over, and then it's like, "Whoa! I bet the fucking gun barrel," and they're like,
Dude,
"You
that's
asshole!"
just friction. It's not psychic powers. It's just friction.
He was
That's
like,
science.
he was like bending spoons and shit. And
Yeah.
like, he's like,
He's literally like,
He's a bendemancer.
he's turning like spoons into like
Forks.
like flowers, and like stuffing them in the tips of like enemy guns.
He's turning forks
just
into
pulling scarves out
slotted
of them for
spoons.
like 15 minutes.
by connecting all the tips. To the
But yeah,
Allegedly.
allegedly. So to sum it up, Sylvia Brown, kind of a bitch.
Allegedly.
Yuri Geller, also kind of a bitch.
John Edward, total douchebag.
Also a bitch.
Confirmed.
Teresa Caputo seems like a nice person. I wish I could believe mediums, but I honestly think it's all like cold cold reading shit. I think
They
they're just
overstretched.
making it up.
Should have called themselves Smalls.
No,
Then maybe I'd believe it.
They reached too high,
too greedily.
and in their hubris were burned by the sun.
It's a child-size 6.
It's a tall.
It's a Trente. Congratulations, you're stupid in 3 languages. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
Next time we'll all be psychics.
Yeah, next time by the time we come back next week, we should all have developed our psychic abilities.
Yeah, we're gonna read
I'm
that
going to
book.
start mainlining radioactive waste. I
the
should be
fuck
able
are
to
you
get
getting
something. I should be able to get something going
one
here
phone.
soon.
That sounds like it could not possibly go wrong.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's. I changed my answer. I want my psychic ability to be lymphoma.
That you can achieve.
If you had like the ability to give people lymphoma with your mind, like that would be the ultimate psychic ability.
Oh my god! The first thing I thought of
I'm gonna
was
like
so
walk in
terrible.
from work and Mikey's just like putting his balls on the microwave. Just gonna get a little bit of cancer.
You get a little bit of cancer, don't worry.
What the fuck?
Don't lock.
Just gonna get a little bit of cancer. Nobody look! Nobody look! Nobody look! So we recently hit 2,000 listeners on the show, which is pretty fucking cool. So,
I don't know how.
I don't know who chooses to listen to this or why they choose to listen to it, but I'm glad they do. Because it's pretty cool, I
Lots
think,
of
that
wildlife.
we have people listening. It's just like the same guy, just downloading it
Maybe-
over and over
no,
and
maybe
over
he's
and
just
over
a
again.
teleporter and going to all these dudes' computers.
It's just like one guy who works for the CIA. He's like just slowly gathering information about us.
No, these guys aren't that
Malfunctioning
bad.
fish tank, talking about.
I got most of their information right.
They seem to really be on top of shit.
Every once in a while, we scare them with one of our ridiculous theories. It's like, how do they know?
Oh, okay, they're just really high.
They know blood magic was real.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Allegedly really high.
Yeah. You were like, they're just really high. Allegedly really high.
I can neither confirm nor deny the presence of illegal products.
Ask not how much weed I've smoked.
All right.
Ask where I got it from. So, basically, I just wanted to say thank you. Y'all are dope.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Also, allegedly, you can rate, review, and subscribe on iTunes. That would be super dope. That would maybe help us reach 4,000 listeners.
Also
which
allegedly.
would be really cool.
You're not shooting high enough. We need at least 4,500.
At least 7.2 billion.
7.2 billion. Keep telling your friends about the show. It seems to be working.
Or
Call in to the voicemail. It's going to be on the message after the episode.
Has anybody called?
Yeah, somebody called, but they didn't leave a fucking voicemail. They like called and they're like, "Oh, nobody picked up the phone." I'm like, "It's a voicemail. Of course, I'm not going to pick up the phone."
Now we have one less listener, Mike. Thanks.
Listen, if it was you, you're an idiot. Of course I'm not going to pick up that fucking phone. You think I'm going to give out my home phone number? You're crazy. So,
It's 555.
it's 555, go fuck yourself. So, there's
That's
the
too
voice.
many letters.
That is way too many.
It's, go fuck yourself.
No, see, it's like go fuck and then extension. You son of a.
There he goes. He's got it. So, and then you can also write into the email. You don't want to talk to us, like you don't want to leave a message on the voicemail. You can write into the email. We're really wanting to start doing some listener stories on the end of each episode. I want to hopefully do a story from a listener all the time. Maybe we'll even do our own stories at some point. I mean, I'm sure you guys would I've definitely seen some weird shit.
At the end of this one, can you just post the voicemail of the guy fucking it up and not leaving something?
He didn't leave anything for me to post of him fucking it up.
I kind of was hoping it was just, man, no one picked up. Click.
It was like, yeah, that's literally what it was. He was like, no one picked up, click, didn't even wait for the voicemail to pick up.
Just be glad it wasn't just like heavy breathing.
Now we're gonna get nothing but messages of heavy breathing.
Probably.
Way to go. So like,
If you're a heavy breather,
so rate, review, subscribe on iTunes.
Hashtag that's some weird shit.
Call into the voicemail. Send us an email. We'd love to hear from you guys. Thank you for sharing it with all your friends and everybody who you think would like the show. Join the Facebook group. I've been trying to, if I see someone like the Facebook page, I try to message them and send them a link to the group so you guys can join the group and get on the discussions. And I guess we'll see you next week.
allegedly.
Allegedly. We'll allegedly see you next week. Bye.
Bye, everyone. Bye. Have a great time.
Hey everybody, this is Mike with the Weird Shit Podcast. Thanks for listening. Welcome to Season 2. This season we're actually looking to collect some listener stories from you guys. Do you have feelings of dread in your grandparents' house? Did you witness a furry hominid on a childhood camping trip? Have you or someone you love seen something unexplained? Because we want to feature your stories on the show. We're looking to try to get some sort of listener story maybe at the end of each episode where we go over it. If we get enough of them, we'll do whole episodes on listener stories. Maybe we'll even share with you some of our own. We have a Google voicemail that I set up for us. You can call up there. You can leave your story on there if you're comfortable with having your voice on the radio. If not, just tell us in the message you leave. Let us know. Instead, we'll I guess I'll write up a transcript and put it up that way. We also so the number for that is 919-346-3071. Again, that's 919-346-3071. We also have a Gmail account set up. You can email us at weirdshitpodcast@gmail.com. That's WEIRD shitpodcast@gmail.com. You can send us your stories that way. We also have a Facebook group. I noticed people seem to be liking the page instead of the group. If you want to be part of the discussions, just search on the Facebook search, type in Weird Shit Podcast Official, and go to groups, and it should show our group there. Also, to anyone who's listening on iTunes, if you could rate, review, and subscribe, it would be a huge, huge, huge help for us. It'll help us reach more people. We can keep this thing growing. Maybe eventually we can figure out some way that we'll be able to do this even more for you guys. This season, we're trying out some new stuff with our case files and regular episodes, so it should be pretty fun. And thank you guys so much for listening. Thank you for telling your friends. Thank you for helping us in this and being a part of this whole thing. And stay weird.